Good morning, good evening, everyone, wherever you are, and a very warm welcome to day two of our AICT ATAL Faculty Development Program on innovative approaches to cybersecurity and digital arrest, exploring legal, technical, and ethical dimensions. Yesterday, we had a very insightful beginning with thought-provoking sessions that gave us new perspectives on digital arrest and the role of AI in cybersecurity. We thank all our experts and participants for making the first day engaging and impactful. Today, as we move forward, we have another exciting lineup of sessions where we will continue to explore the legal, technical, and ethical aspects of cybersecurity. I request all the participants to stay active, ask questions, and make the most of this learning opportunity. With that, let us begin today's program. Now, I request respected Dr. V.K. Sethi, sir, Director General Research, to please address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, all experts and participants. Welcome to this second day of Faculty Development Program, that is Technical Session 3 and Technical Session 4. Well, the focus area has been on innovative approaches and holistic understanding of the evolving landscape of cybersecurity and digital arrest. And as far as digital arrest is concerned, we had a lecture yesterday by Niranjan sir from MP Police, and also one lecture from Piyush Shukla from Rajiv Gandhi Technical University, RGPV, on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Today, I'm really honored to welcome two speakers, and these speakers are both from abroad. The first speaker, Dr. Faid Masoodi sir, is from Bahrain. Very good afternoon to you, maybe 3 o'clock by now at the moment. As far as you are going to talk, is a great subject, role of data. And we all know the data breach in cyber security is unauthorized access, acquisition, or exposure of sensitive, confidential, and protected information, whereby malicious actors, accidental mistakes, or by insider threats also. These incidents can result into data theft, manipulation, or destruction, and it can lead to very big financial losses, reputational damage, and all that. So this is role of data is very, very important, Masoodi sir, and welcome to you, sir. And the second, the technical session 4 is by Dr. Arshdeep Kaur from USA. Very good morning to you, maybe about 7 o'clock at the morning there, or 8 o'clock, 7:30. You are going to talk on the landscape of cybersecurity, that is and you will look on the AI and ML basically. And AI and ML is significantly enhance the cybersecurity by enabling faster and more accurate and proactive threat detection, analysis, and response through the automated processes and continuous learning from the data. Well, this is very, very important area actually, AI and ML, and they have got a lot of role to play in cybersecurity. The key applications include the user and entity behavior analysis, we call it UEBA, automated vulnerability scanning, real-time phishing detection, and improved incident response, all while offering scalability and adaptability against evolved cyber threats. Cyber threats and the sphere is enlarging. So this is very, very important area, the AI and ML. So I welcome both the speakers. Dr. Masoodi sir from Bahrain, the first speaker is technical session 3, and technical session 4, Dr. Madam Arshdeep Kaur from New Jersey, USA. So welcome to you. And over to you, Masudi sir.
Yes, let me introduce.
Or maybe to the anchor.
Yes.
I thank the anchor to giving me a chance to talk to you, to all of you. And I hand over the mic to Gagan Sharma sir, coordinator of the program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sethi, for your inspiring words and such a wonderful beginning. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished speaker, Dr. Fahim Saeed Masoodi, an accomplished academic and researcher in the field of cybersecurity. He is currently serving as an associate professor of cybersecurity at Bahrain Polytechnic University and is also pursuing postdoctoral research at Kuala Lumpur University of Science and Technology, Malaysia. Dr. Masoodi's academic journey is remarkable. He holds a PhD in network security and cryptography from Aligarh Muslim University and has completed both his master's and bachelor's degrees in computer science from the University of Kashmir. Over the course of his career, he has served in various prestigious institutions, including as a senior assistant professor at the University of Kashmir and assistant professor at the University of Jizan, Saudi Arabia, and as a research scientist from the NME-ICT EDRP project sponsored by the Ministry of HRD, Government of India. His research interests are extensive, covering cryptography and network security, intrusion detection, post-quantum cryptography, financial security, and the Internet of Things. He has made significantly scholarly contributions through books, book chapters, and numerous high-impact publications with reputed publishers. Dr. Masoodi's expertise has been recognized worldwide through prestigious fellowships, including the CEM-SAC Fellowship by the University of Rennes, France, a fellowship by the University of Campinas, Brazil, the Maulana Azad National Fellowship, MANF, India, and most recently, the INTI Research Fellowship 2024 in Malaysia. We are very privileged to have such a distinguished academician and researcher with us today. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Fahim Saeed Masoodi to deliver his expert lecture. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma.
We welcome you.
Extremely grateful, Dr. Sethi. And I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Sharma and his team of organizers for giving me the opportunity to be part of this ATAL Faculty Development Program on cybersecurity and digital arrest.
Yeah, the pleasure is ours.
Thank you. So participants, in this particular session, I'll try to focus on the growing complexity of cyber threats and the evolving strategies required to safeguard individuals, institutions, and nations. Yesterday, Dr. Gagan shared with me that this FDP brings together a very heterogeneous faculty audience. So keeping that in mind, I'll try to maintain a balance between fundamentals and advancements, particularly highlighting the Indian context, where the number of cybercrimes has grown exponentially in recent years. I also actually want to commend Dr. Gagan for selecting such an important and timely theme like digital arrest. It's a concept that was almost unheard of just a year ago, but now is central to discussions on cyber law and security. I believe, probably I'm not very sure, that this is first of its kind program wherein a concept or a threat like digital arrest have been discussed. So thank you, Dr. Sharma, for taking that up.
Thank you so much. Welcome, sir. Sir, if you could please switch on your camera, it would be very nice for all of us.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Wonderful.
So yeah, again, thank you very much, Dr. Sharma, Dr. Sethi, Dr. Bandev, and the entire team of Sri Satya Sai College of Engineering for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. If you will allow me to kindly share my screen.
Yes, you can share it right away.
The request is sent. If somebody can approve it.
Dr. Arun?
Approved, sir.
Approved, sir. It's approved.
Yeah, thank you. Great. I guess it's visible. Is it, Dr. Sharma?
Yes, sir.
It's visible, sir.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, dear participants, when I was trying to select the particular topic that I am going to talk about in this particular session. There was sort of a dichotomy. Where do I start it? If I go into the more advanced features, say for example, making use of artificial intelligence or making use of these GANs for executing different cyber threats, then I might lose some of my participants who are not from the computer science background. And if I try to keep it very basic, then it might not interest my fellow colleagues from computer science. So here I am trying to actually strike a balance between the two. And more importantly, when I'll be talking about these threats or these crimes, they will be in the context of the region of India, particularly. And the reason for that being the kind of an lack of awareness that's there in the Indian subcontinent regarding the cyber awareness of the cyber security and the corresponding cyber threats as well. So most of the discussion or most of this information will be related to this region, and please feel free to jump in wherever you feel like, so that we can have a very good interactive discussion as well. A very pertinent and a very important question that we need to ask ourselves is like, why do I need security in the first place? I guess all of us right now who are in this meeting, all of us who are back home, all of us who are at work, everywhere, we carry a device what we commonly call as a mobile phone. And with this particular mobile
Sir,
phone,
1 minute, I will interpret, sir. Sir, this is a webinar, so all may not be able to speak. Okay, they have to raise the hand. So I request the attendees, if they have any question, please raise the hand to make this webinar interactive. I will allow, and if sir permits, we can allow questions in between.
absolutely, no worries on that.
Thank you, sir.
So once we have this mobile phone, once I have an IoT device at my home, once I have a smart fridge at my home, okay, once we are talking of these automobile cars which are self-driving, once we are talking of storing data on a cloud. So all these friends, there's one common thing that's commonly what we call as the data. And this data is something that's of pivotal nature in terms of when it comes to the security. If my data, if my personal information is not secure, may I use the word, I'm doomed. I make a transaction, online transaction. I make use of UPIs. I make use of these e-commerce websites. What do I share? I share my personal information. What do I share? I share my financial credentials. I share my locations. And if this sort of information is actually not stored and saved in a confidential manner, in an encrypted manner, then this particular information is actually available to every single criminal out there on the network. And what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that there are two types of networks that we deal with. We have a public network and we have a private network. Unfortunately, the network that we use, like the one currently we are using, is a public network. And any information that's placed on a public network, you need to understand this very clearly. So once you assume that I'm on a network, I'm watching this particular content back home and no one else is watching me, that's the first mistake that we commit. Whatever information is there on the public network is actually available to every single person who is on that network. So how do I deal away with that? How do I keep my personal information? How do I keep my personal photographs? How do I keep my family photographs? How do I keep my financial credentials out open in that domain? The only word that I can think of is by securing that information, is by keeping that information in a secure fashion. The commonly used terms, confidentiality. Only the intended person can get the information access, the integrities, the non-repudiations, the availability. So there are certain concepts in which we bifurcate the entire concept of security. So the more we are into this network, more we are playing with the data, more is the concept of the security pertinent. What are the multiple reasons? As I said, the vulnerability of the network that you are actually making use of is a public network, and any information that floats, any traffic that passes on this particular network is vulnerable to an attack. We have malicious codes that are out there. We have the quote unquote, what we commonly unfortunately use in a wrong way, hackers. So yeah, there's a classification of hackers. Not everyone who attempts to intrude your system is a bad person. So we have the general classification of whites and grays and black hat hackers. But yeah, a generic term is like hackers that we use for cyber criminals. They are out there very much looking for your information. We have a disgruntled employee, an employee who was looking after my network. For some reasons, he got fired from the job, and he knows all the credentials that I use to operate my particular network. So this disgruntled employee, as in the very introduction, Dr. Sethi made a mention of a very important term, insider threat. So my disgruntled employee is my insider threat out there. Then the commonly used terms like the malicious software, the viruses, and the worms, and all of these concepts are there. So combine all of them, the amalgam of all these threats together is what makes it very important for me to have my security. Once I talk about security, once I talk about attack, once I say, okay, oh, somebody has stolen some money of somebody's account, we usually try to kind of underestimate the impact of these attacks. This screenshot that I took today, it's very easy. You can just go and verify it. Just go on a live cyber threat map. It's available there on the Google. Okay, and look for that. On this particular day, it was like out here in Bahrain, it's like afternoon time. Already some 14 million attacks have been carried out on this particular day. On today only, some 14 million attacks have already been executed. So this is the volume of attacks. This is the volume of activities that's happening. And what's very important is that I need to highlight one of the regions. We have activity in this United States area, you can see, in Serbia, and there's a lot of traffic being generated towards India. Okay, so usually we have this conventional understanding that yes, cyber crimes are there. Yes, people are getting duped. Yes, people are getting threatened. Bullying is there. But yes, it may be happening, but to someone else, not to me. We have this assumption that everything wrong is happening, but it's not going to happen to me. We have this typical not my kid syndrome. Whenever something bad happens in our colony, we usually tend to say, yes, something wrong has happened, but it's not my kid who is responsible for that. It may be my neighbor's kid, it may be my brother's kid, not my kid syndrome. Every single time we go with this convention that yes, attacks are there, yes, cyber crimes are happening, but they are not going to happen to me or to my family or to my kids. Take a look at these statistics. They are very important statistics. If you talk of 2024 only, 1.5 trillion economy, that's almost like one half of the Indian economy, was already generated by cyber criminals for the last 1 year. You're talking about somewhere around 30 billion cost of crypto crimes that were committed last year. We have an estimated cost of 265 billion annual cost for only a ransomware attack. It's one of the attacks wherein you force the people to pay you against confidentiality of the information. If you take the BBC as one of the reliable sources, this is a famous research that they conducted that more than 20,000 Indians are scammed every single day. But for this particular number, you need to understand one thing very important. 1 out of 10 cyber scams or cyber crimes are reported. 1 out of 10. 9 of them usually go unreported. And with that, if you add those numbers, the number becomes colossal. It's a very huge number out there. Talk of the digital arrest that Dr. Sharma was just mentioning. Last year, we were not even acquainted with the term. Why were we not acquainted? Because there does not exist such term at all. There's no such thing called as a digital arrest. If you go in the books of law, if you go in the books of the Constitution, if you go in the books of crime and this, there's no such thing as digital arrest. The term was coined only yesteryear, and so much so that the Prime Minister of India had to speak about it in his national sermon. And these digital arrests, if you see, 9 out of 10 are not actually reported. Why? The fear of shame, the fear of guilt, the fear of getting duped one more time. The two basic factors that every cyber criminal tries to exploit, the two basic vulnerabilities that the cyber criminals try to exploit are fear and greed. Either they will shame you so much that you do not want to reveal it. Say, for example, I'll give a very simple example. Somebody morphed my image. somebody got these sensitive, added some nudity stuff in my image. Somebody got me on a chat. Somebody got me on a video. Somebody captured me in a position not so decent. Now, there is the fair part that comes in. There is the fair part wherein they threaten me that I'm going to report this particular to your family, to your friends, to your colleagues, to the society, to you. That's your fear part. This is one thing that they actually exploit. And the other part of this is the greed. Suddenly you see that one Royal Enfield, which usually costs you 2.5 lakhs, is available on 50,000 rupees. A beautiful dress, which would usually cost you 10k rupees in Indian rupees, is now available for 1,000 rupees. So these are the greeds and these are the fears that are usually exploited by these cyber criminals. If you talk of Indian context, and if you talk of the kind of data that's being used in these cases, these are the different and unique kind of attacks that are very pertinent to India only. A scam called as a KYC scam, wherein your information, your data, your personal details are actually exploited, and you're forced to register yourself in a way that you actually end up revealing your own information. You end up revealing your own data. Then you have adware. Then you have job scams, which are very common in India. Again, you are providing your information on these job websites, your CVs, your degrees, your qualifications, your date of birth, and suddenly this is a very personal information, very personal data that's available on the public domain. And next morning, you get a call, sir, you have been selected for a particular short interview. Can you please appear? And they have information from these basic websites, which only we as a user have uploaded there. Then we have the digital arrests that are there. Then we have lending, money lending applications are there. The most famous phishing scams, particularly with this advent of artificial intelligence, we have now AI-based phishing scams. I'm going to put an example of that as well in the course of this particular session. We have the OTP scams. We have the UPI-based scam. We have the cyberbullying. So this is a kind of a plethora of these different attacks that's there for a cyber criminal to exploit in our case. Why India? Why particularly India? Why not some other country? Yes, cyber crimes are global. Yes, it's happening everywhere. But it's more so frequent in Indian region. And the reason for that particular thing being the kind of data that we generate, the kind of mobile phone users, internet users that we have. If you talk of a single month, image source being Sastika, Google only gets a total hits of 4.13 billion in 1 month from Indian region. So that's the kind of traffic that we are generating. That's the kind of information that flows from our devices. That's the kind of data that's being exchanged. YouTube, a normal YouTube is getting somewhere around 1.13 billion visits or hits every single month. And then the content varies. We have highly biased towards social media accounts, if you see the kind of traffic or the kind of data that's being there. And then there's some pornographic content which also on the higher side. And then there are some activities based, say you have some sports activities, or you have some e-commerce based activities. So this is the kind of colossal amount of data that's being generated from this particular region. And that's what more data means. More data is like, it's like gold. Okay, so more data makes I'm more interested in this particular area, in this particular region. And what's very devastating is the awareness about this data. Who I'm sharing my data with? Who do I trust my data with? If somebody is giving me a call and asking me for my personal verification, for my personal information, do I need to reveal it or not? How do I authenticate the authenticity of the person who's asking for this information? See, as a faculty member, as a reputed professor in your different institutions, you're very aware about how do I use my mobile phone, who do I share my information with, how do I store my information, what kind of a phone locks do I use, how many different types of passwords do I put on my different accounts. Think of somebody who's a roadside vendor. He also has a mobile phone. Think of a student who's not very aware about these concepts. He also has a mobile phone. Think of an old age man, my father, my parents, these senior citizens. They also have their own mobile phones. I guess less than 10% out there is like what we can call literate in terms of the cyber literacy. What about the rest of the 90%? That's where the vulnerability comes. Usually, I very frequently get asked this question that, oh my God, why should I use this internet? Oh my God, why should I use these UPIs? This is very damaging. We should not have used. The internet is a curse. No, it's not. When I talk about a particular app, it's not because the app was vulnerable that I lost my money. It was because as a user of that app, I gave away the data. It's not because the Facebook has actually put me in a position of vulnerability. It's because the way I used my Facebook puts me in that position of vulnerability. When I'm accessing content that was not supposed to be accessed, I don't get to blame the technology. When I do not know who do I share my credentials and passwords with, every single one of us got a call, sir, you have got an OTP. Can you please reveal it? And like this, we start giving away our OTPs. The major loophole, the major vulnerability in the entire system is the user itself. And this is what we need to understand. This is the most literate class that I'm talking to right now. Now, a small question. I'm not trying to, please do understand this here. This is just, we are actually having an exchange of ideas and discussions. I'm not trying to belittle anyone, or I'm not trying to test anybody's knowledge. This is a common thing that you will encounter, that most of the internet users do encounter. So yeah, I have this small URL with the name google.com, right? So I have already highlighted that one of them is a proper URL of Google and other one is not. Please feel free to chip in. Where do you see the difference between the two? If I see the spellings of the two, they are replica of each other. So we need to put time. We need to understand. We need to look deeply into it. Then what is it that makes one of them correct and the other one is a scam or a malware or a malicious link? Let me put it like that.
An amateur
So
cannot,
difficult.
an amateur
Yeah,
cannot distinguish between both of them.
Yes, the
Even I
naked
cannot
eye.
distinguish.
Absolutely, Dr. Sharma. So to the naked eye, it does look like a google.com. So how do I know which one is not? Okay, let's go like here. Now I have converted this in a proper link. Right? Again, I'm highlighting from my end only that one of them is a proper genuine URL and another one is a malicious link. Okay. So if I go and try to click this particular thing, as you can see, it's the google.com.
Yes.
Right? And if I see the other one here highlighted, if you open this, this can be a possible potential malicious link that can actually start downloading malware into your system. So what makes it malicious is the kind of character that have been used. The first google.com usually use the Latin characters that we make use of. And the the character O that has been used in the second URL, the malicious URL, is what we call a Cyrillic, these characters, and then not the typical Latin characters. So if you see this, the Cyrillic O almost resembles that of the Latin O. But this just change of this one character has actually been planted there in order to create a link that's malicious in nature. So generally, if I send a email to Dr. Sharma and I say, Dr. Sharma, here's my link. Please open the link, and this is where we'll be talking about tomorrow's session. Trusting the source. What we call as data origin authenticity. The authentication are of two types. We have data origin and we have destination based. Trusting the data origin authentication, Dr. Sharma has a good acquaintance with Dr. Masoodi. So yeah, the mail has come from Dr. Masoodi. I can trust him. So, but if the same mail goes to 20 other people who are not aware about my credentials, inadvertently, not knowing, they might actually end up clicking links like that. But what's, may I say the word wrong in our case, is that we are not ready to accept that we, the literate class, the professors, the doctors, the engineers, can ever be duped. Please listen to this particular gentleman. He's a cyber criminal who is being asked about this question, that what is your most likely clientele? Who are these people that you try to target more often than not? Please listen to him. So the educated class. Why? At times we are so overconfident in our behavior. We are so used to these technological stuff that our mind and our eyes defeat us. We tend to relate words, we tend to relate URLs, we tend to look for what we want to look for. So a small change in the URL, a small change in the on the template that I'm using, the click button that I'm using, we usually, because we are so confident in our work, we are so confident in our doing, that we tend to ignore these intricacies of the data. Look into the hotspots of crime. This is an information that's out there. The source is Reddit. There may be a change of the information. That's why I'm bound to share the source of this information. Majority of this comes from regions like Rajasthan, the Jharkhand area. We have parts of Haryana, particularly in Haryana, we have the area of Nuh, and then we have Uttar Pradesh. So if you see these particular areas, and I guess I'm not very sure, but there is some documentaries also available if you dig into this YouTube, which highlight the way these cyber criminals execute it. Now, the whole idea here is that it may not necessarily be someone from Haryana itself who is committing the crime, or Rajasthan itself. So what they do is that a person, say for example, my native place, let's call it my native place, from Kashmir. Somebody from Kashmir actually travels to Haryana, commits the crime in Haryana, and then travels back. So the normal way to keep the trial is you look for the IP addresses, you look in the domains, you look at the connectivity, you look into the cells, which cell or which tower was this particular number associated with when the crime was committed. So you tend to associate that crime with that particular region. A general way when these people were interviewed was like that they tend to go out of their own regions, out of their own spaces, go to distinct regions, commit the crimes there, and then travel back. So these are some of the hot spots where these crimes are committed. And more importantly, what sort of crimes are we talking about? Crimes like cyber grooming. I'm not sure how many of you are aware about this concept of cyber grooming. Something that actually sends when I was doing my research on these particular topics a few years back, this is something that personally disturbed me a lot. I mean, I've been dealing with these cyber criminals for the last 9 years now. I've been taking these cases for a very long period now. But this was something that actually gave me those shivers. So in this particular concept, we all are aware about the commonly known concept of pedophiles. So we are the people who are unfortunately going after the kids, both genders. And these pedophiles, they have this sick mentality of involving small kids into their activities. So once a normal convention that has become, particularly all of these crimes I'm talking about in terms of the Indian context, so a normal trend has become just so that I make sure that my son does not disturb me when I'm working, when I'm giving a lecture, when I'm watching a game, when eating food, when my wife is doing some particular chore. the most easy way to do away is that you take away your mobile phone and you give it to your kid. My kid is not eating food, the solution lies in the mobile phone. My kid is crying for some reasons, the solution is in mobile phone. I do not want him to disturb me while I'm working, so I just lend him my mobile phone to go and watch something. What is it that he is watching? In the initial years, it starts with YouTube videos, used to be usually the rhymes and other things with our kids. Then it migrated to the concept of reels. We have now this crisp, short concept of reels. Now, how many times do we actually monitor what sort of a content? Now, these are algorithm based. These reels, the suggested reels are algorithm based. Now, what kind of a reel is my son watching? I can keep an eye on him for next 30 seconds or 3 minutes, and suddenly the kind of content that he is surfing is not under my control. And then there becomes a stage when this kid goes into, say, an age group of 8 to 9 years, maybe 10 years, and he starts taking these mobile phones into his room. We are all adults here. We are all mature and literate class, educated class. Now, there are a lot of these applications available on these Play stores for the purpose of chatting, for interacting other genders, for interacting with other people. You start making use of these apps. So in the case of cyber grooming, the whole concept is that these pedophiles, they try to look and interact with your kid. How does this interaction start? In a very beautiful and a very compassionate and a very warm environment. Hi, how are you doing? You look very nice. What sort of games do you play? What school are you in? What grade are you in? Who are your friends? Do you like to spend time with your mom, or do you prefer spending time with your dad? It starts with these lines. The kid who was up till this point of time getting ignored by his father because his father was busy working his stuff, or say printing some currencies, suddenly finds that warmth in a stranger. A student who got usually ignored in his class could not make good friends in his in first few years of class, suddenly got a friend in a virtual environment. And these kids, we are talking about 9, 10, 6, 7, 8-year kids, they are pure, they are innocent.
Yes.
They have no reason to doubt the intentions of this person who is showing so much of warmth towards them. And it's at that point of time that they start trusting these strangers. And this conversation gradually goes into place. Okay, what do you prefer to eat? What do you prefer to wear? What is it that you use for your night clothes? What is it you use for your day clothes? Who do you sleep with? Do you prefer to sleeping with your mom or with your dad, or do you like to do it alone? Can you just turn on your camera so that I can see how do you look in your night dress? Can you change your dress in front of me? And it gradually grows in. It comes to a certain point wherein this kid also realizes that something wrong is happening with me. But it has reached to a saturation point where he's so scared of discussing it with his father, with his mom, that look, someone stranger is out there who's making me do things like this that I do not want to do. Because he knows that the moment I start discussing these things with my mom, I'm going to get slapped.
Yes.
I'm the one who is going to be, is going to get bashed. And then this dirty game of what we commonly call a cyber groom carries to the next stage and next levels. We have had usually, again, I'm trying to be very, I need to emphasize on this particular point. Every single one of them, every single one of us who is listening to this particular thing right now, trust me, they also feel it. They also say, okay, but trust me, when I'm saying out of this experience, every one of us right now will be like, yeah, maybe it's happening. It's definitely not happening to my kid. We already made up our minds that it's not happening to my kid. Okay, let's put it. When was the last time I checked the phone of my kid? When was the last time I saw what he's surfing on the internet? When did I last check his history? When did I last check who he's talking to? Please look into this. And it's not about you. It's not about your family. It's about the students that we teach. It's about the families that we deal with. It's about the awareness that we need to actually create out there. Something related to the cyber grooming is cyberbullying, a very common offense. I'm not yet talking about those typical AI-based attacks, which I'm going to come to next after this. It's format that faculty member who's not very acquainted with the concepts of computer science. How does these things work? We are all used to the concept of bullying, but we may not be very much aware about cyberbullying. We have a WhatsApp group in our family. In that particular WhatsApp group, every single time a single cousin gets targeted. We have a WhatsApp group of our colleagues, but every single time a particular faculty member is targeted. Oh my God, did you saw what he was wearing today? You saw the way he eats? Now you're creating an impression, or you're creating an environment about a particular human being. Think about it. In the name of joke, you are actually trashing somebody's confidence, somebody's image. Think something like this happening to you. And it's not only in these environments. The elder brother does it to the younger sibling. Father does it to his son. One friend does it to his other friend. A classmate does it to a group of classmates, may be doing it to some other classmate. It's everywhere. And what are the repercussions? We have had lot many cases wherein these victims have ended up committing suicides. I have a student. She's getting some personal messages, some DMs on Instagram or on a Facebook. My sister, she's getting Instagram. Hi, how are you doing? From somebody who is not known to me. From somebody who I have no idea who he is. Neither I know why he's interested in me. He's sending a hi. If I send a hi, this starts the interaction. If I don't send a hi, I might end up getting some nude image in my DM. Why? Why should I get this sort of image in my DM? I didn't ask for it. Just because I'm on Instagram or on a Facebook or on a Snapchat does not mean that I'm asking you to send me the nude image of yours. Now let's take this case. My daughter comes to me and she makes this. She shares what's happening in her virtual world. How do we behave as parents? How do we behave as brothers, as teachers? We do not blame the one who is actually committing the crime. We have this tendency of blaming our own sister, a daughter, a student, a friend. How many times have I told you do not use Facebook? How many times did I tell you do not make use of Instagram? You invited this. How did I invite it? So as a professor, when was the last time I sat with my student and I asked him, come on, let's talk about this. What's happening in your virtual world? What sort of people are you interacting with? Go and take a look at your younger sibling at your home. See how he's interacting in the cyber world. So these are things that are rare, that are happening out there. We may or may not accept it. We have the concept of cyber stalking. Again, a very relevant concept of cyber stalking, wherein people stalk people in the cyber world. Dr. Sethi made a mention of these digital arrests. We have these people. Now, I want you to look at the association or the affiliation that these people have. Dr. Ruchika Tandon is a neurologist who is 44 years old. We have another engineer from Rohini who is 77-year-old retired engineer. We have a couple, Hyderabad-based, both of them were doctors. We have Dr. Pooja Goyal, who is based in Noida, a retired doctor. We have a very famous journalist who works for India Today. These people have been duped of these amounts. And this thing happened not now, a year back. when this concept of digital arrest started coming into our this, and how these were duped. I'm sure somebody had a lecture about digital arrest yesterday, and he must have discussed at detail how do we execute these. But what is it that they are exploiting? Unawareness. Somebody is asking you, please do not move from this room. Somebody is putting you on a fake Supreme Court website. Since when does Supreme Court issue arrest warrants on a website? Take the case of this Dr. Pooja. When she was arrested, so-called arrested, she was told to go on a fake website of Supreme Court, and there was a PDF file with her name on that file, which was a digital warrant. Take case of these Hyderabad-based couples. The wife got duped, and in order to stop their duping, the husband got duped. And the two of them ended up paying 3 crore rupees. And what class are we talking about? The most literate class. That's why I have tried to put in the job, these affiliations there. The most literate class is there. We had cases wherein an entire family was put into digital arrest for 16 days. 16 days they were not allowed to interact with anyone outside the world. We had this one particular digital arrest case, a Delhi-based case, where she was threatened that if she makes a call to her daughter who was based in Mumbai, then she will also become part of the crime and she will also be arrested. So this is where the awareness comes in. This is where we need to actually propagate the information about these people. So this is a typical way of executing a digital arrest. I'm not going to talk about it particularly because there has been a session about digital arrest already. So I'm going to skip to that. Cyber stalking again is one of the very famous crimes. Sextortions are there. Now this is something I want to discuss with you. It's one of the case of my one of these victims. Two things that I'm highlighting in this WhatsApp chat. Rest of them I have tried to hide. One is the kind of an image that has been used as a DP on the first number. It looks like an innocent, wonderful, beautiful girl, and the text afterwards. So this particular victim, he sends me, and you need to understand, the victim is an engineer by profession. He's a father of 2 kids. Kids, both of them are under the age of 10. A very reputed engineer receives a call from this particular number. He takes the call. He sees that there's some sort of an indecent stuff going on that call. He drops the call. The whole process took 5 to 10 seconds. And it's between these 10 seconds that his image was captured. And using basic AI algorithms, this image was put into a loop, given the illusion that it's a video going on. The same that image was then put on a video chat wherein there was a split window. One window was exhibiting some nude stuff, and the other video was running the loop version of this particular engineer. And this is where he was going to understand that we have a complete video of you interacting with some indecent conversations. He tried to get away with it. Obviously, he could not. And once he got in touch with me, he had almost lost. Trust me when I say so. Because when I was talking to him, one of the words that he used is, he said he could not even muster the courage, so he just wrote afraid. He was afraid to the core. And things like these happening to us, and how do we deal with something like this? Take a look on this another case that we have here. In his case, he was sent a link. He clicked it. He saw the image of a girl, and he blocked it. And it was at this point of time that his screen was captured, and again there was an videographic this content that was created out of this. A very important case that I want to discuss here. One of the very reputed lawyer practicing in one of the very this in an honorable court. He got a similar call on his phone, and once he saw the kind of content that was there, obviously the first reaction was that he dropped the call, and I do not know what went into his head that in the evening he actually dialed back. He spent some good or 2 to 3 hours on that particular call, and then after that, the next morning he got a very if I may call a very more of a pornographic content was there, a lot of it, of the duration of some 2.5 hours. Somebody advised him to go to the cyber police, file a report. He went there. The people there, someone there advised him, do not try to file an FIR on this content because you might be booked for the creation of this pornographic content as well. He started leaking money like anything, and it came to a saturation point where he was actually, his all financial reserves were actually exhausted. So this is a kind of an criminal stuff, that the criminal environment that we are living in. For me, the only thing in all of these cases, one thing is common, is that why do I attend a call? Why do I take a call from someone who I have no idea who he or she is? Why do I need to take such a call? Why should I entertain such a call? That too on a video. Now, if there is some sort of very urgent that I still need to make a call, I need to take this call, I'm expecting a call, why can't I simply block my camera, take the call, see who is it that I'm talking to? If everything is good, okay, let go and we can see. Let's assume both these precautions were not taken. Still, there was something that I became part of. What do I do now? We do not pay them. There's a thumb rule. What usually happens is that people believe that, okay, if I cry, if I plead, if I beg, if I request, if I pay something, I may be able to take them off my tail. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work like that. I want you to listen in to this. The very important point here is that there is no remorse. There is no regret in their actions. For them, it's a job. For them, it's their profession. So the moment you start paying them, it will start an unending vicious cycle wherein they will drain you of every single penny that's out there. So the first thumb rule is that in these cases, we do not pay them. We go on a blogging spree. We keep blogging. They try to get to us from different angles, from different accounts, from different profiles. We keep on blogging. And if it goes to an extent where it seems to be not manageable anymore, obviously we report it. We have cybercrime portals out there. We report it on our portals. So another very commonly occurring attack in this particular region is that of the online loan scams, wherein people get some easy money from these vendors. They provide you easy money, and the recovery process is very tedious. It's like a lot of harassment in that. I want you to take a look at this kind of flow that I have created. You are getting a common message, a common DM that you can actually are eligible for a certain amount of loan. You try to get that loan, you install the relevant apps that you have, and once you do so, you actually allow these apps, which is a common case otherwise also. We tend to give access to these apps without knowing. Say, let me give you a small example. I'm making use of a gaming app I'm installing on phone, but access I'm giving to my personal gallery, access I'm giving to my contacts, access I'm giving to my these location. almost every one of us, maybe in some rare cases, yes, there's awareness. Every one of you, open your phone and look at your locations. I'm 100% sure that 90% of us will be having their locations, it will be set in on mode. Then any of these apps who have access to your phone know exactly where you are right now. It may not seem to be very something very important or something very pivotal in terms of your cybersecurity, but guess somebody knowing that you're not at home. Guess somebody being able to track you down for the next 3 hours, knowing when you are coming home. Getting an easy access to your home, getting an easy access to your financial reserves, getting an easy access to your office. So what kind of permissions do I need to assign? What kind of permissions do I need to stop? That's something we need to understand. That's something we need to learn. Again, these scams, this is one of the victims of such loan scam. Please listen to her. So this is what's out there, and this is something that we need to make sure that the awareness out for these crimes, for these attacks is there, not only with us, with our families, but with the society. It's like it's like a collective responsibility for all of us to make sure that we defeat such crimes and such criminals. One of the commonly used attack is an OTP scam, wherein people call you on different pretexts that please give me your OTP because I need to deliver some stuff to you. Please give me your OTP because I have transferred some amount by mistake into your account. Please give me your OTP because we need to verify your KYC details. Please give me your OTP because your Netflix subscription is about to be closed. So a lot of different ways, what we commonly call as different phishing attempts are there in order to gain access and information in these cases with OTPs. One of the very commonly used attack is a phishing attack that I'm very sure that most of you are acquainted with these attacks, phishing attacks. So these phishing attacks, they usually come in 3 formats. Usual is we have phishing, then we have something called as spearing, and then we have something we commonly call as veiling. So in this phishing, you need to understand one thing, that with the advent of these LLMs, the chat GPTs and the deep seeks, all of this has become very sophisticated. You do not necessarily need to be a good programmer to create a malware. You do not need to have a good understanding of network security to create something malicious. You just write some good, beautiful prompts on the chat GPT, and there you are. You get access to your malware. If you have access to your dark web, if you have access to deep web, you just pay a certain amount. We have something called, I'm sure you must have heard of these terms. So we have something, what we call as malicious code, which is already available there, which there, you just need to buy it and you just need to plan it. You just need to attach it to certain communication. I'll be talking about such attacks as well. So with the advent of these LLMs, with the advent of, say, a chat GPT, which is almost accessible to every one of us now, write some good prompts and you can get a very beautiful AI-based phishing email. You can create malicious URLs wherein you can dupe your friends or a victim to click into these websites, to click in, thereby getting access to their systems. A sophisticated version of the commonly called phishing is what we call as spearing. In spearing, the phishing is basically it's like targeting masses. You send a mail to say some 5,000 accounts, but a spearing is more targeted, is more sophisticated, wherein you tend to attack a certain set of people. Say, for example, somebody working in my office, I have good information about him or her. Somebody who is very active on a social media site and keeps sharing some personal informations, is where I'm currently working, where I was working previously. I keep taking photographs. So the usual way of this Instagram is that wherever I visit, I need to make sure that I click some photographs, then I upload them on my Facebook, I upload them on my Snapchat, on my Instagram. Even if I take a single photograph, that would have already communicated the message that yes, I was today in Dubai. But that's not what we do usually. Once we go on a visit, once we go on a holiday, we have this tendency of, say, clicking 100 images, and then we'll be uploading 20 of them on the social media. What you need to understand is, say, for example, a concept like deep fake, highly AI driven, highly data driven concept. In a deep fake, I'm sure you must have watched that Morgan Freeman this speech, which was basically a deep fake, or a Barack Obama speech, which was again a deep fake. So the whole idea here is that if I get access to some basic data of yours, say some 4 to 5 different pictures of yours having different expressions, using a basic deep fake technology, I can actually create a video out of that. And if there are these faculty members from the computer science, they will understand the concept of the GANs we have, generative adversarial networks. So in these generative adversarial networks, we make use of information by having these two agents. We have a generator and we have a discriminator. What these cyber criminals do is that they train their discriminators very hard on the available information, whatever is there, on the available signatures, the IDS, IPS informations that you have. So you train your discriminators so much so good that it almost has a signature of every existing attack except the zero-day attacks. And once you generate that, then you, on the other side, start improving your generator as well, to an extent or to a point of time where the generator becomes so strong in creating fake image or fake data that's actually able to fool your discriminator. And this is a technology that's actually revolutionizing the world of artificial intelligence at this point of time. So we have these AI-based deepfakes which look so real that I'm sure that even if somebody good creates a deepfake of me, I may not be able to recognize whether or not this is me. So with so much sophistication, it becomes very important to have that awareness, to be able to understand and to be able to distinguish what's normal and what's intrusive, what's malicious and what's non-malicious. And the thing is that we are in this world of data. We are in this space of cyber. We cannot run away from it. The only way for us to survive is that we keep the pace with it. That we know. Now, I cannot teach a GAN or I cannot teach a LLM to everyone out there. But what we can do is that at least have that awareness, the basic awareness, so that people at least do not fall for these things. Again, as I was talking, there's a concept of spearing, which is more specialized. So you get the information from certain covertors and you compile that information and you make it very targeted. Say, for example, a company CEO, you send him information by asking him to change his password because you feel that something malicious is going on there. Now, if I have access to his Aadhaar card, if I have access to his date of birth, if I have access to his parentage, names of his parents, if I have access to where he went to school. So these are the usual questions that I can use for my security. And this is something that I'm going to feed him from my side only. Sir, your DOB is this, your password is this, please change your password. Now, once he gets access to the information that he is of the opinion that is very confidential and is so reserved to, so personal to me, he has all the reasons to believe into that mail. So this is what we call sparing. And a more sophisticated version of scaling is what we call as veiling, which is highly sophisticated. And these attackers, they usually have like, say, they spend a year's time in these veiling attacks to actually get the information about a certain victim, about a certain person, from where they can expect actually higher returns as well. So this is what we call as veiling. Again, these are some common terms that I'm not going to get into because I'm sure we're running out of time as well. We have this common habit wherever we go, usually say on an airport, on a railway station. The first thing that we tend to do is that we look for the free Wi-Fi. So once we do that, and trust me, it's not about that free Wi-Fi is there because somebody is so generous to create a hotspot of his network. No, it's there because it has been planted. They want you to come on their network. They want you to transfer or share your data or information through your network. And once you do that, that information actually is something that can be used against you. So something that we commonly call as man-in-the-middle attack. We have these attacks for password cracking. We have dictionary attack. We have brute force attack. A simple thing that I want to make a mention of here is that all of us almost have 7 to 10 different accounts, 2 to 3 social media accounts, and 1 or 2 email accounts, banking accounts, UPIs, phone passwords, other. But if you see, there's a pattern in all of these. The pattern is that I have 5 accounts, 5 different social media accounts, and I have a common password for all 5 of them. And more often than not, you will see that the strength of the password is limited to 5 or 6 characters, the minimum required characters. You can have a password of 20 characters also, but we usually have the tendency of keeping minimum required characters. We will say there was a concept of these patterns that was inserted just to make sure that you're not limited to these password cracking attacks. So they inserted they created the concept of using patterns. What do? I have 9 different options out there with which I can create a pattern. What do I make? I make a U out of that. I make an L out of that. Open your phones and see if somebody makes 20 attempts, he might be able to get into your phone. So this is a kind of an that I was trying to tell you in the very system. System is secure. It is the user actually who provides these loopholes, who provides these vulnerabilities. If I have to create a password, I can create any sort of a complex password. But what do? I keep the password in my daughter's name. I keep the password in my boyfriend or girlfriend's name. I keep the password when I did my PhD or when I did my 10th grade. So these are common these patterns that you can see there. Dig in there, put in some time, put in some basic attacks, make use of some basic password cracking tools, and you will get access to 80 to 90% of these accounts. Again, Dr. Sharma, do we have time?
Yes, we have 15 minutes more.
Okay,
And out of
great.
which we can spare 5 minutes for question and answer. So you can go on for the 10 minutes or.
Yeah, sure. So all of us are there on the social media, right? We usually call it something which is very important in terms of when we say of a data point of view, what we call as personally identifiable information on social media. We have this habit of keeping the location services on. We have the habit of talking to people who are complete strangers to us, who are not known to us. We are very prone to deals that are not true. As I said, somebody ordering a good suit, which would usually cost you 10 to 15,000 rupees in 1,000 rupees. We have this habit of keeping same password across platforms. So these are different habits that we need to work on. If you want to upload a photograph, you can do it with 1 photograph. There's no need of creating, say, 100 photographs uploading on this social media site. If you are putting in information that I'm leaving from this place to this place, maybe you're actually putting yourself in a position of spot wherein somebody knows that you're not going to be home for the next 3 days. So make sure that the site of information that we actually share, what kind of information we are sharing. And if at all you fall victim to one of these attacks, we do have a portal wherein you can actually report. Again, there are 2 ways of reporting. You can do that anonymously if you do not want. the major reason why we are being defeated by these cyber criminals is because the crimes are not getting reported. If somebody got duped of, say, 1 lakh rupees, he wants to remain silent on it, so that someone else, his friend, his neighbor, does not get to know that he was looted of 1 lakh rupees. If somebody is being bullied online, he or she does not want to share that I'm being bullied. If somebody is being harassed for some reasons, we are not coming forth. So one of the good options that we have with this NCCRP is that there's a provision of anonymous reporting as well. So if you do not want to come forth, you can at least anonymously report. At least we get to know that this kind of an attack is happening. So please come forth and report it. Encourage people, encourage your students, encourage your family and friends in your social circles to file such things. Then there's another provision wherein you can actually report a crime with all the details. There have been a lot of cases wherein the concerned quarters haven't been able to crack the cases as well. But there have been cases wherein, yes, it's very difficult to track these crimes and the criminals as well. So usually I get a question is that why can't, if the bank transfers are happening, why can't we actually trail them? Why can't we actually keep a trail of that? So normally what happens is that in this case, you will see that once the amount is routed, it's routed into 100 odd accounts simultaneously. So, and if you try to keep a track of these accounts, you will end up saying that the account is somebody in the name of a rickshawala, who has no idea himself that he has a bank account in his name. Somebody who was given a small bottle of alcohol for his Aadhaar card and other things. So there are like hundreds and thousands of such bank accounts that have been created, and then they route this money through all of these accounts, and it literally becomes very difficult to actually keep a track of this. That's one part of it. Second is that on the sophisticated end, we have the concept of cryptocurrencies now. So all these ransomware calls that you get nowadays, usually they tend to seek the ransoms over cryptocurrencies. And I'm sure that you're aware about the concept of cryptocurrency. It is a very decentralized concept using blockchains. So what happens is that there's no centralized banking system in case of cryptocurrencies, and it's almost nearly impossible to keep track of the money if it's being routed on crypto network. This is something where I was very interested. I was looking into this information, and when I saw that they have created this Facebook page to help people. The account was created somewhere around in 2017, 20 of Feb, and when I accessed it in 2024, there's not a single post that was actually made. So yeah, this is not how we want them to lead, obviously. How many attacks are there and what sort of attacks are there? So this is just to give you an overview of the kind of attacks. These are not attacks. These are more of them are categories of attacks. So be it in terms of data dealing, be it in terms of hacking, be it in terms of financial crimes, the malicious code generation, denial of services, DDoSes. About this DDoS, there's something, a new concept that is there last 1 decade now. What we call is hackativism. I'm sure someone must have heard the term hackativism. So in this case, we have these activists, social activists. Usually, we have them protesting for different causes, for different reasons over a period of time. We have a similar group of hackers who believe in activism now, and they do their activism through hacking. Thereby the term comes hackativism. And one of the very famous case of hackativism is what happened in the Children's Hospital of Boston in 2015, I guess probably it happened. So in this case, there was this one kid who was admitted to the hospital by his parents, but the doctors there realized that this kid has been victimized or has been harassed by his parents. So instead of handing over the kid back to the parents, they handed the kid to the social service group. And there was a lot of hue and cry over this particular case. The kid was held for more than a month by these and was not handed over to the parents. And then there comes this one hacktivist who believed that it was injustice for not handing over the kid to his parents. So what he did is that he hacked the entire Boston hospital, which actually created panic in the hospital, and they had to transfer all of their critical patients into different hospitals, and entire network of the hospital, entire oxygen supply and other vital and critical infrastructure was hacked for a period of 3 days. Next 3 days, they could not access their network, and that's something which has been introduced nowadays in terms of hackatism as well. We have a lot of threats that are emerging. One of the commonly used threat is drive-by download attack. In this particular form of an attack, what we do is that, say, usually, normally, if you want to make sure that you're not actually exposed to malicious links, the usual thing we tend to inform our these clients is that please do not click any link, something that you must have heard a zillion times by now. Do not click any link, do not click any image, do not open any email that you're not very sure about the source. What is that? So all of them, why do not click? Because they are event based, they are trigger based. Now we have a very sophisticated version of that, what we call as drive-by download. In drive-by download, even if you do not click it, the malicious code automatically downloads itself into your system. So just mere by browsing a particular page, the malicious code is loaded onto the page, and just because you have browsed that page, just because you have opened that page, it automatically downloads itself to your system, and then it can actually harm your system and your resources. Likewise, we have phishing. I gave a small point about phishing as well. Yeah, botnets. All of us have these mobile phones, particularly with our kids, installing like these 100 different types of games. So more often than not, you would see that your screen will blink, a pop-up will appear. So these are different symptoms actually. So what's happening is that they allow you to download the game, they allow you to play the game, but in the meantime, there's a very small malicious code which actually is being tagged alongside that game. So you have installed the game, you have played the game, you have deleted the game as well, but that malicious code resides into your system. So, and this malicious code then actually makes your device, be it a laptop, a computer, a mobile phone, or an iPad, it makes your device a compromised device, which actually now becomes part of a much larger and much bigger network, what we commonly call as a botnet. And all of these botnets are controlled by what we call as bot master. And the famous DDoS attacks that are carried out are usually carried out using these botnets. So the bot master actually initiates these malicious codes in these compromised devices, and all of them simultaneously originate different requests to a particular server. Thereby, they try to overwhelm that server and do not allow that server to function in its proper way. And that server can be of anything. It can be a very critical healthcare server. It can be a flight ticket booking server. It can be something related to your academics or social working, anything related to that. Exploit kits, as I said earlier also, these are the codes that you do not need to learn how do I create a malicious software. You do not need to learn how do I code a virus or a worm. This thing is now available out there, commonly by the name of exploit kit. If you're used or familiar with the concept of deep webs, you go there, you can actually you do not go there, please do not go there. So there's something called as a deep web. What you see, the internet that you see, the internet that you use, the Googles and the Bings and the other the search engines, the LLMs, everything that you see is like at the max 10 to 15% of the internet that we have. It's the rest of the 85% of the internet that people do not have access to. This is what we call as the deep web. And there's a lot of good and a lot of bad stuff that's out there on the deep web. I do not want to actually get into that right now. But yeah, these malwares, these exploit kits are easily available over these deep webs. You can buy them, you can plant them, and you can use them as well. We have ransomware. I'm sure you know the concept of ransomware. You penetrate into somebody's system, you take hold of the files, you encrypt the files, and to allow them to decrypt the files, to get access to their files, you seek money for that. A phenomenon commonly called as ransomware. Again, usually carried out through a deep web session only. Moving on to DDoS, yeah, again, multiple nodes simultaneously distributed over different geographical locations tend to generate data and aim on a particular specific server so as to harm this particular resource. Worms and webs, I know I'm very sure that you're very acquainted with this. Cryptojacking is something because some of us are now into the to this cryptocurrency markets, investing money into the cryptocurrencies. So although it does not directly affect or hamper a normal user, but it does hamper the crypto miners. So people who are actually working on these algorithms are the ones we call as crypto miners. And if we are able to jack, or if we are able to take control of a miner's device, that's what we commonly call as crypto jacking. Again, a very sophisticated attack. APT is something which is very, 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 very dangerous, if I may use that word. You heard that Pegasus was something that was in news a few years back. So these APTs, unlike a typical malicious code, unlike a worm, unlike a virus, unlike a Trojan, they're not very active. So what they do is that they reside in your systems, they reside in your devices, and they do not make a move. They do not access your files. They just reside there over a very long period of time. They usually have the tendency of spending 5 to 10 years in your device, and the normal way of knowing that something is wrong with my device is if there are some symptoms in my device. But with these APTs, you do not find these symptoms. You do not find something unusual about your device. And this gives them the leverage of staying for the longer periods, and more for the time they stay, more they are actually able to access your resources, and equally more dangerous it makes them. So APT is something which is very prevailing at this point of time as well. Cyberbullying, we made a mention of this as well. Every bad thing about cyber world I talked about, but there are a lot of good things about cyber world as well. One of the most exciting domain, one of the most fabulous career option if you want to go into cybersecurity as a cybersecurity expert or as an SOC. This is something is kind of a race, mouse and cat race. The criminals are trying to attack, the good guys are trying to defend. They find new ways to attack, these find new ways to stop those attacks, and it's something that's going to be there till the end of this world, because as long as we have internet, we need security, and we need security guides. So there are a lot of ways in which you, your family members, your students actually can pursue a career in cybersecurity. So please encourage your students, encourage your family members to pursue a career in cybersecurity. These are some of the important courses that are out there available for ethical hacking purposes. Every year we do conduct these cyber crimes and hacking these workshops. I do conduct them almost every year. So yeah, if somebody is interested, you can actually become part of those as well. There's a lot of plethora of attacks out there. So yeah, they're more sophisticated in terms of the smurfing or ping of death. So that's like more. So rather than going into the more technical details of this, how they are created and how they are executed, I would now rather love to listen to you. And I hope that your time was worth it. I hope I was up to the expectations as well. Thank you very much. And Dr. Gagan, extremely grateful, sir, for this opportunity and allowing me to interact with our fellow colleagues. Thank you
We
very
are
much,
very
sir.
grateful to you. It was simply wonderful, very exciting, very intriguing, and very intense. And
Thank you.
we are very fond of the energy that you have showed throughout the session. It was really, really wonderful. We
Thank you
have
very much.
some questions. Can I take those questions on behalf?
Yeah,
I
please.
also request the participants, if they want to ask questions, they may please raise their hand. Or we have some question in the question and answer section. So I would start with Dr. Ritesh Sadiwala. He's asking how the hackers take data from Facebook or Instagram. It's a quite simple question.
Sir, yeah, absolutely. Dr. Ratish, see, the thing is, sir, that do they penetrate into the Facebook server and get information from that? No, they do not. The information actually is publicly available, and it's us who put it in the public domain.
Yeah.
So there are two things. One is that, yeah, are the Facebook accounts hackable? Yes. I'm not going to say that they're not absolutely not hackable. There are certain instances and cases wherein the Facebook accounts have been hacked, but that becomes very specific targets. But if you see that 90% of the information, it's in the public domain. You do not need to even hack it. I mean, look into go through the Facebook, surf for a whole complete day, look for particular strings. I mean, for a joke, somebody actually made a Facebook post and it went very viral. The post was that if I type my password in this comment box, it automatically turns into stars. And there were thousands of Facebook users who actually typed their real password. They wanted to see how it will turn into a star.
Yeah.
And you won't believe it, I still have that file with me. So yeah, it's us as the user who makes the entire setup vulnerable and not the system. So I'm not going to blame. Yeah, there have been instances where the case. See, if I know Dr. Sharma very well, if I can guess the password Dr. Sharma might be using, that's it, done. I've hacked into his account.
Yeah.
But am I talking about Facebook servers being vulnerable? No.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Very nice. So one other question by Ms. Pooja Dhar. Sir, as you gave the example of that Google link, so her question is, how should we be aware of the real domain address? Is it only the HTTPS colon link or some other option to find the real one? That is the question.
Okay, so yeah, it's a very, very important point that Dr. Pooja has highlighted. See, Dr. Pooja, the thumb rule in this case is that if I or someone else is sending you a link, please do not open that link. You want to open the Google, why do you need to click my link? Go into the browser, go into the URL part and type the resource there, right? So so that result will be automatically, perfectly, what do we call as safe. And what you have mentioned is in HTTPS, you need to understand the working of the protocol itself. So HTTPS protocol is actually a combination of two different protocols. We have HTTP and we have SSL. So if you take a combination of HTTP plus SSL, that's what creates HTTPS. But HTTPS makes sure that whatever content is being transferred using HTTPS protocol, that is confidential. So the S protocol there provides four functionalities. It provides you the hashing, it provides you the compression, it provides you the encryption. So the data that has been transferred over HTTP, that makes it secure. If the data is being transferred over HTTP, it's not secure. As simple as that. But the URL does not necessarily mean that HTTP, yes, as an SSL certificate, it will flag it. It will definitely flag it that there's something suspicious with this URL. And it will actually issue a message that do not open this URL. But commonly, outside that, if you want to see the legitimacy of a URL, go and search it into Google. Search it into the search engine. You will get the legitimate links there. Okay. Instead of taking and clicking a link that is being sent over to you through email or SMS or whatever means they are using.
Okay. So thank you so much. One more question by Dr. Rameshwar Sugandhi, advisor Lakshmipati Group and High Court advocate. He's asking what measures individuals should take to protect themselves from digital arrest, scams, and how can law enforcement agencies improve their responses to such agencies? How can individuals what measures can take to protect themselves from digital arrest, scams, and what they can do?
Yeah. So it's more about common sense rather than a protocol or following a certain steps of this. It's more about common sense. Somebody is threatening you that you have been arrested in a virtual environment. You have been confined to a room and you cannot leave the sight of a camera. There goes your red flag. You do not need to worry about that person now. If he wants to arrest you, let him come to your home. Okay, sir. There goes your red flag. The moment they use these words like digital, like arrest, like crimes, like they threat you with these things, that's your. Usually, the way they do these digital threats is that they accuse you of certain crimes. Most often than not, you will see crimes related to drugs, crimes related to passports, crimes related to terrorism. Okay. Now, I, for one, I'm sure that I'm not part of any of this. And if it was for real, for terrorism or for something related to passport or for drugs, they would be at my door, not on a Facebook camera. Okay, so there goes my hint that I know that I don't need to worry about this. First part of it, searches, because obviously they are taking advantage of the fact that I'm so afraid of the system. I know I'm not committed anything wrong, but I'm still very afraid of actually coming forth. So I mean, there's nothing about cyber laws. Yes, the laws as of now, if you see the IT Act, it's not very strong. I agree there, but yeah, they're working on it, and I'm sure with the passage of time, they will make it more effective as well. But yeah, if you see more often than not, see one of the most famous hacker of the world. I mean, he was easily ranked one. Adriano, he died very young at the age of 29. He's the top ranked hacker of the world till date. And when he was asked the same question, how do you hack? He said, when I had to hack the Washington Post, what I did, sorry, not the Washington Post, the New York Times, what I did, I use it as password the SSN number, as in good as an Aadhaar number of the cheap eater. Now, if you are keeping the password of New York Times as in your Aadhaar number, who is to blame? So more often than not, it's the awareness rather than the protocols.
Okay, fine. One participant has shared a question on my WhatsApp group. Sir, could you please explain what are the latest enhancements which have happened in cybersecurity? Ms. Ghazala.
A lot, a lot. See, it is a double-edged sword. They are making use of artificial intelligence. They are making use of these GANs. They are making use of all of these technologies to sophisticate their attacks. At the same time, we are making use of the same technology, same artificial intelligence, same machine learning and deep learning concepts to create the defenses as well. So it's a game going on both sides. The same technology is being used by them to penetrate, and the same technology, say, I professionally work in the field of intrusion detections. Okay, so day in and day out, I keep working using different ML and DL techniques and different these AI-based techniques to strengthen the system. At the same time, they keep working to penetrate the system. So yeah, it is a game. There's a lot of advancements in both sides, in the defense as well as the offense as well.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dr. Arun, is there any question you want to ask on behalf of any participant?
Sir, among participants, one question we have from Dr. Prakash Devale. Sir, it was a great session. Do you conduct any course on cybersecurity or ethical hacking? Most of us would like to join.
It's more of appreciation also.
I do. Usually I do. Mostly it's like these invited talks, most of them. But yeah, annually I do ethical hacking courses as well, but they are mostly for students who are into these careers. So yeah, and I teach ethical hacking as well in my universities as well. I teach ethical hacking there as well. But if somebody is actually more into pursuing a career, which I would highly recommend in cybersecurity, there are a lot of professional certifications. CASSP is there, so associate exams are there. So please pursue a career. It's something which is wonderful. It's very amazing and very exciting as well.
That's what the next question from Pooja Dhar. Sir, if anyone BTech cybersecurity student want to start the career in cybersecurity, what roadmap he or she should follow?
Yeah, sure. So there are a lot of exams and certification courses that you can take. Dr. Gagan Sharma has my email ID. You can take the mail ID from him, and we can communicate. So it's basically a long list of different courses that you need to take. So yeah, we can discuss it over there as well. Sure, I'll love to help.
Okay, so any other question, Dr. Sachin, Dr. Arun? Okay, so fine. Thank you so much, Dr. Fahim Saeed Masoodi, sir. for your highly insightful and engaging session on the role of data in cybersecurity. And you discussed in depth about cyber grooming and stalking. Your talk was truly has truly highlighted how data has become the most valuable asset in the digital era and how its protection is at the very core of ensuring a secure cyber ecosystem. The way you explain the challenges, opportunities, and future directions has given all of us a lot to reflect upon and apply in our teaching, research, and professional practices. Thank you, Dr. Fahim, for your insightful talk on cyber grooming and cyber stalking. This session helped us understand the risks, warning signs, and preventive measures in a very clear way. We truly appreciate your valuable time and expertise shared with us during this FDP. On behalf of Sri Satsang College of Engineering and all the participants of this FDP, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for sharing your deep expertise, valuable time, and inspiring thoughts with us today. We look forward to many more such opportunities to learn from your knowledge and experience. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma. I can see Dr. Kaur has already joined, so I'm not going to dig into her time. Extremely grateful. And one thing I would like to mention is that I really want to commend you for taking a topic like digital arrest. Trust me, I've been doing this last 1 year. I've been talking about this. I've not seen a single session being organized in this domain. So yeah, thank you very much for having me. And for all the participants, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The pleasure is ours. Welcome, Dr. Arshdeep Kaur, ma'am. Ma'am, it's been the last 1.5 hours. So can we have a break of 5 minutes and we shall join again?
Sure, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So all the participants, let us take a break of 5 minutes and we shall be back again. Thank you so much. Till then, I would like to request all the participants. It was very nice of all of you